Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody's doing great. Had a good day today in the market. But got a quick message before I go into my recap here. And it's don't compare, prepare. Meaning, don't compare yourself to others. Don't spend all your time looking at what other people are doing, trying to see if you can do the same thing, when you should be looking at yourself and preparing yourself for these opportunities that are going to come your way. Too many times, people are looking at others, not paying attention to what they need to be paying attention to, looking at other people and what they're doing, and their opportunity just passes them right on by. So stop comparing. Now, I had a problem doing the same thing a while back, trying to say, well, this person's doing this person's doing that. Why can't I do it? Well, the honest truth is, the people I was looking at were fakes. They were lying. They're not around anymore. And had I continued to compare myself to that, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So make sure you just focus on you. Focus on what you're doing, what you need to do to get better and continue to move forward. So you're at that time now where you should really be preparing yourself to be ready for that opportunity when it comes. And believe me, there are many opportunities. Many, many opportunities. I missed a big one today. All because I was looking at other stuff and then didn't really give enough attention to what I should have been giving my, attention to. So just make sure you focus on you and what you're doing. All right, so I traded SPPI this morning. It did hit my scan. I traded it yesterday, did pretty good on it, and felt it was going to give a little bit back today too. And I felt pretty good. I was proud of the trade I took, because for the first time I waited and allowed the setup to mature before I got in. Unfortunately, the market still hates me in my small account, because even though I waited for this to close below the 5-minute low, this was the third candle, so this was after 15 minutes. I waited for it to close. I was patient, and when this candle opened, it went back up and tested a little bit. As it sold back off and broke the low of this candle, that's when I got in. Ideal entry. This is exactly what I look at. And these work 65-70% of the time. They work. They were working all first quarter. But we're in that lull. The market's just kind of a dud and it's trading sideways. And I'm not getting the earnings plays that I look for in the morning. I'm having to trade other catalysts and things, and these just don't put in the strong moves. But you give them opportunities, and I gave this an opportunity, solid setup, and I stopped out right when I was supposed to. So I managed this trade perfectly. So for me, even though it was a loss, it was a win, because I executed my plan perfectly, and I have nothing bad to really say about this particular trade. Now, I do have something bad to say about me later on. Well, not necessarily bad, because what happened, and you can look at this later on, and what I decided here was, okay, I'm not trading the morning until earnings starts. I'm probably not going to trade the open unless I get the perfect A+ setup, and I don't see that happen. I think RAD is the only decent stock on earnings, and it has a 1 billion share float and an ATR of 8 cents. So I don't foresee that giving me anything tomorrow. But I made a decision just to wait until after lunch and trade after lunch. So I just pretty much shut down after this. I wasn't going to continue to chase and put myself in a bad situation, dig another hole, deep hole that I have to really work my way out of. This was a perfect trade. I executed it perfectly, so I was letting it go. Let me get the chart up here. All right, so now you can see this is SPPI. This is what we traded. You know, we failed here, and through lunch, this thing ran up, and it made a nice solid move up. Okay, and I was looking at this because when I got back from lunch, I was watching it. The chart was still up, and I watched this thing march up out of lunch. You know, here it was just chopping. We had green candle, red, green, red, green, red, but it was inching its way up. It was just slowly inching its way up. We had a pullback here to the 9. This would have been a nice entry here. But for me, I'm looking at this deviation band here. We're so close to it that, you know, I just don't feel comfortable taking it. Because if this flattens out, we're not going anywhere. But we ended up getting some volume, and this thing just got pushed up. So the whole time I'm sitting here waiting for this to hit the reversal scan. It never hit the reversal scan. It never did, and I don't know why. But I didn't take this because it didn't hit my scan. And that's kind of a rule that I have. If the stock doesn't hit my scanner, that means there's something wrong or something not right. It doesn't fit my parameters. So I'm not taking it. And I didn't take this. And this thing just completely sold all the way back off. Went red on the day, came all the way back to the 200. I mean, this would have made my money back 3 and then gave me 2 or 3 times as much. But I just completely missed it. You know, I wasn't had I really focused in on this, I would have seen that it met all of the requirements. We had increase in volume as we were pushing up. We got into over bought territory. So I was looking for the move, you know, the curl over and come down. We were running into a level of resistance. I think it was up here around close to 23. We were running into a level of resistance, and I mean, everything was there except it didn't hit my scan. So I kind of stuck to my guns saying it didn't hit my scan. I'm not going to trade it. But this would have been a beautiful trade. This was a hell of a miss. That would have just erased what I did. But, you know, I'm feeling more and more comfortable in the small account. I'm sticking to my rules. I don't want to get into the habit of breaking my rules. But this was one that I could have looked at, and it would have met all of the criteria except hitting my scan. It had everything there. I just didn't take it. So yeah, you're going to have that battle with yourself, you know, and you're going to have to fight through some bad days like this, where the days weren't really that bad. It turned out bad because you weren't prepared to take advantage of it. And in this case, I wasn't prepared to take advantage of it. So we got to fight through these bad days to earn the best days. So I know the best days are coming. I've got that promise. So I'm going to be positioned to take advantage of it. So I'll accept, you know, only $103 loss. That's not bad. You know, I could take 2 days of $100 losses in 3 days of good trades, and we'll be back on top. So that, no problem with that. All right, so FAST reported earnings, and I was looking for it to gap down. We talked about this yesterday in class, and that we talked about. I was watching for FAST. I was looking for the gap down, and I almost got in this to get in for the gap down, but that's just not what I do. I don't get in and hold overnight anticipating what I feel the market's going to do. So I just waited till the morning, and I was looking at this as an all-day hold, because if you look at these candles, the stock doesn't really have a whole lot of range, maybe a couple of points or whatever. And I felt this stock would be better in my swing account and me doing an all-day hold, because I could take bigger size and really, maximize the potential of this. So that was my plan going in. We had the gap down, just like I like, and we had this resistance we could have run up against. I had a first target here, and my goal was the 200 down here. This was my ultimate target. So let's take a look at the trade here. Okay, so here's a gap down right under this level. We sold off. We opened here. We ran up. And as we were pulling back through, I wanted to get short against this 52.50. That's what I was looking for. So I got short here just under VWAP. And my first target was this 51.33 level, because I felt, this was a significant pivot. So it can bounce here and just hold. It had that potential. So I had this as my first target. As soon as it hit, I had to come back and put break even as my next target, so that I wouldn't lose the profit that I made here. And it ended up coming back, stopping me out. And I waited a couple minutes. This was still setting up. So I went ahead and got back in and was looking to hold the rest of the day. I put my target here at 50.50, which was about halfway between where I got in, a little bit further than halfway, and where my final target was. So this was a perfect trade, but as you can see, it kind of turned around. It bottomed here around 50, and we never did get close to the 200. Never did. So I ended up taking it off here at the close. So really nice trade. I mean, yeah, I would have loved to catch that second move. So we could have been maybe around $2,500 for the day. But this isn't bad. For the week being as slow as it is, finding these small earnings gems. These are smaller companies. Well, RAD is a larger company, but it has a huge float. But there are a couple of companies that are reporting earnings still. We'll have some going into Monday and Tuesday before Wednesday is really the kickoff, unofficial kickoff. So, we'll be waiting in the wings for that. But until then, I'm going to continue to nail these. This is one that I still could have traded in a small account and really made, a couple of dollars on. So that's something else I need to focus on as well. I kind of took my eyes off of this because I started in with the other ticker, and my plan going in was to all day hold this, day trade the other. And just like some plans, they don't work out that well, or if you don't stay focused or engaged, you kind of miss the boat on it. And that's kind of what I did. But all in all, pretty pleased with the day. Small account, just, got to work on staying focused and staying engaged and just really concentrating after lunch, because that's where I've been really killing it these last couple of weeks. It's been after lunch and just working it from there. So we've got Thursday and Friday to kind of get back on track. So I will be doing that. But I'm really, really happy. One thing I'm really happy about is you guys in chat. I mean, a lot of you are looking at the stocks. You're looking at the stocks on our watch list, and you're not following me. You're making your own decisions. You're using the strategies, and they're working. And you're developing patience, and that's what this is all about. It's learning and developing the patience that you need to, do your best, and so that you can make money and continue to grow. So I'm really proud of that. Really proud of seeing you guys, make that progress. So we're gonna keep focusing on that. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Keep doing what I can to help facilitate that. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, or a great morning, depending on where you are in the world. And we will get back at this thing first thing in the morning.